So I'm going to start off the look by using a primer. This one's by Makeup Forever, and I'm just going to apply that to where I have some pore action because we want to look as smooth as possible. And I'm moving on to my foundation, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in Rattan. And I usually spray my brush down with some kind of setting spray. I'm using one by Makeup Forever here and a Tarte Kabuki brush. Then I'm going to prime my eyelids. I'm using MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm going to apply that all the way up to my brow bone. Now for the eyebrows, I started off with this lip liner by Milani, which ended up being too pink, and I wanted the eyebrows to look a little bit more orangey, so I switched over to this MAC lip liner called Red, and it worked out a little bit better. I do show you the difference, and then I just go off camera and do the other eyebrow all over again. I go back and I clean up the eyebrows a little bit. I just take a little bit more foundation and this little concealer brush, and I just go over it just to make sure that there's no red like peeking through. And I do apply 2 pieces of tape to the sides of my eyes. This is just to create a really sharp line. And the first shadow that I'm using is Rule by MAC. I use a number of different brands here, but pretty much just stick to the same colors and you'll get the same result. So I'm just going to apply that all over the crease. Then I didn't want my eyebrows to get lost in translation. I wanted my eyebrows to stand out, so I went in with Benefit Highbrow and I just highlighted them. And then I just used a little brush to blend that out, just to give me a nice sharp brow. Then I'm taking this beautiful red from this Marc Jacobs palette, and I'm going to apply that to my crease a little bit lower than my transition shade, just right on the outer corner, again using a MAC 224 brush, my favorite. Next, I'm taking this matte green shade from Inglot, and I'm using a smaller brush here. This one's by Sedona Lace, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer V. And this color I'm going to take a little bit of time to build up just because it's matte and it's kind of not the easiest color to blend, so I just build, and blend away. To add a little bit more depth and shadow to the eye look, I'm going to take this green shade from Makeup Geek. It's called Dirty Martini, and I'm just using the same brush just to add to the outermost corners again, just to try to build up some shadow and depth and dimension. For the all-over color on my lid, I'm going to use this green from the Vice palette. I believe it's called Dragon. It's a really vibrant green. I'm going to take my brush and wet it with some, you can use Fix Plus. I used Makeup Forever setting spray, but just wet your brush and apply that so that you get a really nice, intense, bright green. Then I'm taking this pigment from Jesse's Girl. This is called Kiwi Rose. It's a beautiful, beautiful green. Kind of has a shift to it. So I'm just going to wet my brush again, and I'm going to apply that to my inner corners. And I also just took a fluffier brush and I just swept it all in the inner corner of my eyelid, just because, I don't know, I just felt like it. I just felt like it went with it. Then I'm going to take my olive green again, and I'm going to just go back and add a little bit more to the outer corners just to build it up just a little bit more. Next, I'm taking Makeup Geek Cupcake and a smaller wispy brush, and I'm just going to go over the outer edge just to give a nice blend. I wanted it to blend into a pink, orange, into green kind of thing. For an intenser highlight, I'm taking MAC Nylon and I'm applying that to the inner corner also, and I'm also going to take that underneath my brow bone. Now that the tape is off, I'm going to go ahead and finish my face. I'm going to apply MAC's Prep and Prime. This is just a highlighter, concealer kind of pen. I'm going to apply that to all the places where you would highlight. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. small tapered brush and use that to blend it all in. To prevent creasing and further highlight my face, I'm going to apply the Ben Nye banana powder, and I'm just going to use the same brush and just pack it on, and whatever I don't end up using I'll dust away later on. And I'm just going to apply that everywhere that I applied that concealer. Now, I'm not really a fan of cream contouring. I just feel like it's a little bit too heavy for my taste, so I just use powder. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light powder palette, and I'm taking that shade, and I'm kind of just going to use this first shade, the first couple of shades, to kind of bronze up my face, give myself a little bit more dimension. Then I go back with the darker shade and a smaller brush, and I kind of just chisel out my cheeks a little bit more. Back to the eyes, I'm using this NYX Très Jolie pencil in brown. I'm just going to use it as a base for my shadows. I just kind of smudge it on there, and then I just use a brush to smudge it out, and then I apply my shadows on top, which are going to be the same ones that I used on my top lid. So I'm going to use Dirty Martini by Makeup Geek, and I kind of mix it in a little bit of MAC Humid just to help blend that matte shade out. When you mix a shimmer and a matte, you just get a nicer blend, and I like that for the bottom lash line. I'm going to do a wing liner. I'm using Kat Von D liner. I believe this is in Hemingway. It's a brown. I didn't want to use a black just because I didn't want it to be too harsh. I kind of just wanted to define my eyes, but I didn't want it to cover up all of my eyeshadow work. I did apply false eyelashes. These are by Eylure Vegas Nay Collection in Easy Elegance. They're very, very pretty and wispy, not heavy. I really, really like them. And I'm also just going to apply mascara to the top and bottom lashes just to help those babies blend. For blush, I'm using Becca Blushing Copper, I believe. This is limited edition. It's just a nice copper shade that I thought went well. Then I decided I wanted to use that Kiwi Rose pigment from Jessie's Girl again, this time on my cheeks. I just really, really liked the dimension of this pigment, and since it's, you know, a poison ivy green look, I decided it went well, and I just, oh, so pretty. For lip liner, I'm going to be using this one by MAC. It's Red, R-E-D-D, and I'm going to line my lips. This is more of an orangey red. It's not a blue-based red, and I did want to go with an orange lip, or orangey lip, so this is a really good lip liner for that. Now, I really wanted to use MAC Lady Danger, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just using this one by Wet n Wild. I believe the color is 24 Karat, and it's an orangey red, but it's really, really pretty. took this other pigment by Jessie's Girl. I believe it's like a coppery name. I can't find it for the life of me. I lost it right after I made the video. But I'm just applying that to my lips because it just creates a really nice shift. And as you can see, it gives off that gold shine. So that is it for makeup. I hope you guys like this. I'm going to go ahead and apply my wig and I'll be right back.
Okay, so I just threw on my wig. I got this wig at Ricky's. I think it was like about 30 bucks, 20 to 30 bucks. But it's a really long wig and it's very full. It's very pretty. So you can style it however you want. I kind of just want to pin it to the side a little bit just so that it frames my face a little better. But I don't know, I still have to play around with it a little bit more. Now I'm wearing a corset. I actually made this. It was a plain black corset and I just kind of just hot glued leaves and these little gold things that I found at Michael's. I just kind of wanted to make something myself. The corset that they had for Poison Ivy was just, I don't know, I found like it was really tacky. But I did buy the little leaf thingies, the arm things that they sold at Party City, which I thought were super cute. Which I thought were kind of cute, so I just went and I got them as well. And then I also found this thing, what is this, a garland at Michael's, which I kind of just want to use as like a shawl or something like that. Like, you know, just walk around with it as like a shawl. And I'm probably just going to wear like either black high-waisted jeans or something like that. I wanted to keep the outfit very minimal, but I still wanted to make it my own. You know what that means, if you know what I mean. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys have no idea how much fun I had creating this video for you guys. I absolutely love Poison Ivy now. Like, I'm obsessed. So anyway, I hope that you found this helpful. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you have a wonderful and safe Halloween, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!
As I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her